Hi, it's Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Review. Well, I've got just a couple keywords for you if you want to save the most amount of tax while you live and pass as little tax as possible once you're gone. Re-engineering retirement. You know, when you think about it, so many people are just following the crowd. We see it time and time again. I just had the opportunity to meet with a widowed 74-year-old referred to us out of the Tampa area, actually Orlando area of Florida. And, she had a couple basics, right? She said, I think I'm getting taxed on my brokerage account more than I should be. And I think I'm not earning as much as I could be. And I feel like I'm paying more expenses than what I should be paying. And my required minimum distributions are taxing me to the max, especially as a single filer. And I'm being pushed into a higher marginal tax bracket, and the required distribution she's paying of almost $40,000 a year is now taxing 85% of her Social Security. Folks, we see this on a week in and week out basis. But here was the other dilemma. She's single. She lost a husband to cancer. She's 74 years old, and she's in the traditional brokerage account, about $1 million in brokerage, about $1 million in IRA. She's gone nowhere, as she admitted herself, over the last 8 to 10 years. The accounts look like a yo-yo, up and down and all around, and yet she's still being forced to pay tax and paying fees like you can't believe to one of these traditional retail big-name brokerages. So that's throwing off phantom income. That's also taxing up to 85% of her Social Security, pushing her into an even higher marginal tax bracket, and she's ultimately become what I call in my books the perfect government taxpayer, which is not what any of us want to earn that definition. So here's the good news. She is all about her granddaughter and all about her son. And unfortunately, her son lives in one of the highest state income tax states in the country, out in California. Little did she know till this week that if she passes under the new Secure Act, see, here's all the changes of why it's so important to reinvent retirement. If there was one thing you were going to do to have the greatest opportunity to create the best retirement for you, it's to reinvent and re-engineer retirement, because retirement's been re-engineered, right? Whether you like it or not, right? Traditional pensions are gone. The ability to do a spousal benefit election went away in 2015, which cost the average couple anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000 of lost Social Security benefits that they no longer can get. Banks obviously haven't paid interest in 20 years, and the stock market, being now a global economy, has never been more volatile. So people are very concerned. And as she said, you know what, I know I'm not making anything. I know I'm getting taxed more than I should. I'm paying more expenses than I should. And I just need somebody to help me figure this out. But the big thing was, when we asked her, what do you ideally want to accomplish? She said, well, I want to be able to, I don't need to spend this money. I just don't want to get taxed so much on it. And I want to be able to leave as much as I can to my son and my granddaughter. Well, they live in California, and under the Secure Act, which is another change of the IRS changing the rules in the middle of the game to our retirement, there's no stretch IRA anymore, which that ultimately means, and she found out for herself this week, that if she passes away, and she will at some point, but if she passes away or when she passes away, the federal government, because of her son being in one of the highest state income tax states in the country, when he's forced to take 1/10 of that IRA out every year, because it has to be liquidated after it's inherited in 10 years or less, is basically going to cause half of that IRA to be lost to Uncle Sam and the federal government. Folks, let me teach you how to disinherit the IRS from your IRAs. What Lily was able to learn is how to get the IRS out of her IRAs, how to reduce Uncle Sam from taking so much and take otherwise spendable taxes and put back into her budget, so she has more time to be able to travel with more resources to go visit her son and her granddaughter all the way across the country, with otherwise not wasted unnecessary taxes to Uncle Sam. And she's protected herself from excess tax while she's living, and protected herself from any of the money being taxed that she leaves to her son and her granddaughter. And what's even better is she's ending up leaving about twice as much, all tax-free. I'll teach this coming Tuesday one strategy that helped her grow, protect, and transfer 100% of her money, 200% more than what it would have been, this coming Tuesday. Go to retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com, and register. It's a complimentary log on and learn webinar, but you've got to hurry. Folks, we're heading into an election year. Taxes have never been better to save, but you got to have the strategy now to do that. I'll teach you one of those this coming Tuesday. But it's important to take the time to understand how important it is that the old way of retirement is gone. It's time to reinvent retirement. The re-engineering of retirement advantage is how you can protect your hidden wealth. Retirementprotected.com.